Okay, well, we've pretty much all been there. Cardio is something where, regardless if you're cutting or not, you still have to do it. There's a certain amount of hours, I believe it's 150, where getting it a week just makes sure that you're healthy. And regardless or not, if you care about being healthy, it definitely helps you look better. Personally, I can't stand cardio. It's it's such a waste of time the way I see it, because for me it's always been just grinding away on a treadmill, looking out the window. Nothing's interesting. And although I might be able to cope slightly for the 5 minutes if I'm warming up my actual weights, but I cannot handle that for any longer. Even 5 minutes is pushing it to that the absolute closest that I will go. Now, the thing a lot of people don't realize at first is cardio doesn't have to be something you hate. It doesn't even have to be something that's boring. Sure, you might be some psycho who actually enjoys spinning on a bike for an hour, or walking on a treadmill with an incline for 30 minutes, which just that one always confuses me, because if you're going to burn the same amount of calories, you might as well push yourself to get a higher speed. Apparently people don't care. Anyway, here is what I decided I had to start doing as cardio. And it's something I kind of stumbled onto without even intending to. So, when I joined university, there was a random day, and one of my friends asked me if I wanted to come to the arcade later. And now, in my mind, I had no clue what this was. This could have been anything. This could have been spending money just continuously for coin droppers. It could have been a complete waste of my time. But in the spirit of the new group of friends I'd made, I decided to go along. And it was one of the funnest days of my life. See, they have two games there. One's called DDR. I think a lot of people know this one, Dance Dance Revolution. And there's another one called Pump It Up. And that one wasn't actually something I'd played until a little bit later, just because I was dead set on just going insane with DDR. But who cares about the, semantics of it all? So these two games, very difficult, might I say. They're basically HIIT, which is, high intensity interval training, where you have periods of breaks followed by intense streams of just clusters. And how the game would work is you would stand holding this bar behind you. So you need to have really good core stability, honestly, and your arms and shoulders start to hurt after a while, if I'm being honest. But you have to step on 4 panels. Well, okay, so DDR, 4 panels, up, down, left, right. I don't think I did that the right way. And then Pump It Up is kind of more user-friendly for starting, although I didn't really do that. And it has 5, so 1 in the middle, and then in the corners diagonal like that. And you would play songs, you'd follow the notes, and you'd have a great time. And this was something where, I kid you not, at the beginning of my time where I was really trying to get good at this game, I would grind for 4 hours straight, just playing song after song after song, for my brain to recognize the patterns. And now, the only thing really limiting me is my cardio. So I am kind of taking it semi-seriously in the gym for my 5-minute warm-up to improve on my VO2 so I can perform better. But regardless of that, the game makes me insane with my cardio fitness. But yeah, this became a weekly thing, and I'm so happy it did. We go to a place in Manor House called Free Play City. If you're ever around there in London, I highly recommend you give it a try, because it's definitely worth it. And although this may not be the cardio you find, which is just something you actually enjoy doing, it might be. If it's not, there are tons of other games there, and you might even find something you enjoy. But, halfway through this day, at least when I was bulking, we would get food delivered. Well, Originally, we would go to a place called Soho in central London, which is basically Chinatown, and we would go to this restaurant called um oh my goodness. I should know this. I should know this. Chinatown restaurants. No. Oh, there we go. Yeah. We would go to a place called Old Town 97, and this place would literally be open till 4 a.m. I would be very it would be very hard for me to get back because a lot of the times I would be racing to the train station because I know I have to make the last train. That's how late we were staying up, just from having a great time followed by having great food. After about 2 months of that, I think people started to realize that it was kind of expensive, so now we just order in. And it's been like that for about 4 months, I think. But we would get burritos, or at least a few of us would. And when I was bulking, I would get like 3 to 2 burritos. I would just sit there and it was gone instantly. I don't know what happened, but there was a period of my life where I just inhaled food during my bulk and I enjoyed it, but it was just gone and people were still on their first burrito and I'm two in and I'm like, oh no, this is not good. And then I would continue. I would jump back on and I would continue playing. And now when I do it, sure, I have one burrito, which they're pretty. The place we get them from, 900 calories, and it's like 60 grams of protein. So I have to budget quite well for it in my cut. But the protein makes up for it, if I'm being honest. And they're worth them. They really are. But man, the community, I've spoken a lot about us all hanging out together, having a great time, enjoying these things together. And being in a community is such an important thing. And I think regardless of if we had that community and I was playing it by myself at home, I would enjoy it, don't get me wrong. Would I be able to play for 4 hours straight and burn insane amount of calories? I don't think so. But I would be able to enjoy the game just as much. But being able to spend time with your loved ones and your friends is just so important. And it really helps you, especially if there's a weekly thing you're going to. So what this is kind of all about is it's, don't kill yourself for cardio. There is no point. What you have to do, find some friends. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, what am I doing? I don't mean to say find some friends. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. Get your friends you already have. I'm assuming you have friends. Get your friends and find some sort of cardio activity. And this can be climbing, this can be cycling, it can be anything. So long as there's some sort of outside activity you enjoy. It could be going on hikes, going on walks. There is literally so many options when it comes to cardio. And I promise you, there'll be one at least you enjoy. And your friends will probably enjoy it too. And if not, you'll be able to find groups of people who enjoy it. I really promise you that. But for me, I have found my cardio. Dance Dance Revolution, pump it up. It's just incredible. And the whole community aspect, being able to share your achievements, but when you manage to clear a song which you won't be able... When you're able to clear a song you won't be able... What the... When you're able to clear a song you haven't been able to. One that has such a high level where it's challenging and it's impressive and you know that you pushed yourself to your limits. You're gasping for air at the end of it, lying down on the floor, reaching for your bottle of water. Those are moments where you can turn to your friend who's been playing it for a couple years longer than you and go, I'm proud of myself. I'm not proud of myself if I run for an hour on a treadmill. Are you crazy? That I would just feel like, okay, I burnt the calories I need. Cool. But no, sharing achievements, sharing accomplishments, and just socializing with friends. I think that's what makes my version of cardio so important. But the cardio in itself, it's just so much fun. And because I'm confident most people would like a game like that, I've actually dropped down in the description a link to an arcade finder, and if you go on there, you should be able to find some sort of thing which, even if they don't have some sort of cardio machine like Dance Dance Revolution or Pump It Up, there'll be something you can do with your friends and, you know, make a day out of it. I'm never doing cardio again. Let's be real. I am never doing it again apart from a warm-up. It's not viable to me anymore. Why would... If you're going to find burnout in that sort of thing, it's going to be because you're doing something you don't like. And it's not worth doing that. But this is not the only thing I've managed to gain from the arcade. It's not just my cardio, it's not just socializing with friends. There is a bit more to it. And I can't remember who was talking about it, but there is some merit to, if you find your passion and it's always on your mind, there is some sort of way you can monetize it. Whether it's intentional or not, there is some way an idea can spark in your mind and there is income. And for me, that was a kind of ongoing dream of mine, which is to have my own supplement line for pre-workouts. I have another video talking about this because the UK market is awful with what we have. Nothing's efficacious. I don't want to go too much into it, but you know, there should probably be something like up here you can watch if you want to. And what the arcade made me notice is everyone comes and they're drinking like a Monster or a Sports Lucozade. They're drinking some sort of energy drink before they play because they know it's going to help them if they're tired, it's going to let them play better, improve their reaction speed. You know, there's tons of studies on it. It's proven. And I realized I have this dream of making a pre-workout. What if I combine my dream of making a pre-workout and all these ingredients I have literally ordered for it and put it together with making some sort of energy drink for these people I'm seeing week in, week out. I give them something better at a similar price, something that tastes good, something that feels good, and boom. I'm generating traffic, I'm building a brand, and I'm able to fine-tune what I'm making. And so yeah, that's how I've somehow found a business opportunity in something that is just having fun with friends and doing cardio. You never know what to expect when you take up hobbies and interests, but it's always worth it. Anyway, remember guys, being weak isn't wrong, staying weak is.